Hey, what's up guys, Totally Dubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review of the AKG K545s. I've got in front of me the K545s in black and turquoise, and I want to be reviewing these and comparing them to the K551s that I already reviewed. The K551s were excellent headphones by AKG. The main thing they lacked was their accessories, the packaging, the isolation was a little bit off, and the low-end frequencies were quite disappointing. I have made some ratings for the K545s, at least what I think it deserves in terms of ratings, and I'm going to be talking about these ratings and explaining why I gave these ratings. You'll find a link in the description below, a written review of both of these, and you'll be able to see some pictures as well of the headphones in some of their glory, and for example on my head, which always helps to know how they look like. So there you go. The price point of this is £230 as of December 2013, and the price point of the K551 when I reviewed it was £150, but now it can be found at £130. Anyway, so I'm going to progress with this video review of the K545s, and I'm going to allude back to the K551s quite a bit. So first of all, we start with the packaging and the accessories. Well, the packaging has changed quite significantly. What I like that AKG have done, they've reduced the packaging. As you can see, here's the packaging. It's become much lighter, therefore it's much easier to take around if you'd like to transport your headphones more securely. But what's more interesting is the accessories that's provided. In the K551s we weren't really presented with many accessories, but with the K545s we're presented with two wires that you connect, and yes, they are detachable wires that connect up to the headphones, and a 1/4 inch jack. What I really like here is that AKG have listened to feedback about the wire and acted upon it. However, with that said, I find it a little bit disappointing that they didn't include any sort of pouch. By pouch I mean something like this. This is what I had with my Sony XB700, and it's a nice little pouch that you can store your headphones in or anything else, but these were made for headphones. The reason I state this is because when I was taking these headphones on the train, I had them in a bag. Obviously you can't put these in a pocket, but when they were in my bag, I didn't have anything to protect them. Of course, I had my Sony bag, which I had to use, but it's a shame that AKG didn't look into this and provide a simple bag. The bags aren't very expensive and would have been easy to provide. Because of that, the packaging and accessories rating is 6 out of 10. Now onto the build and the design. The build quality is very reminiscent of the K551s, and so is the design. As you'll be able to see, it rotates like so. It's got a nice adjustable headband with clicky sounds, and it's got nice indication of what level you're at. It's also got the same nice look, and more so, it's got the headband which can be really stretched without fear of breaking. The things which left down the K551s was actually mainly the wire, and it's nice that AKG has addressed this with a detachable wire. With the K551s I found that the wire was too thin. Well, we still have the same case over here. The wire is still very thin, but with that said, it is detachable, so I've got no complaints in that respect, because we need very thin wires for on-the-go use, but we want detachable wires so in case they break we can replace them instead of throwing the whole headphone in the bin or trying to recable it. So I really like that AKG have improved on this, and because of this I gave them a good 10 out of 10 rating on the build quality. In terms of design, I think they've also improved. As you can see, they've added these nice little plates. You can get these headphones in a variety of colors: completely white, completely black, black with turquoise plate, or black with orange plates. So what I like is that with the design they've improved it to make it look better and appealing to different customers. So top marks there to AKG, and another 10 out of 10 review by me. Now moving on to the isolation. The isolation, I think, has improved over the K551s, and I think that's mainly due to a little bit of thicker pads. At least, that's what I feel. The pads for me feel a little bit thicker, and due to the increased thickness, they've also added a little bit of comfort, but mainly a little bit of isolation. And isolation is very important when you're on the go, and I felt quite at home when wearing these. But with that said, they do also suffer from a lot of external noise coming in. There's not much leakage of noise, which is good, but external noise does come in, so you're often having to crank up the volume. It does a reasonably good job for a headphone, and because of that, I gave it a 7 out of 10 review. I didn't feel like anything higher would do it justice. Moving on to the comfort. As I said, the comfort has increased. It's just become much more comfortable to wear, and the reason behind that is actually due to the pads. It is still very lightweight, just like the K551s was, so it's no fatigue in terms of that. But the pads made the extra difference when it came to the comfort. But with that said, due to it having a little thin top headband over here, after a while this kind of digs into your head. Therefore, because of that little minor bit over there, I gave it a 9 out of 10 for comfort. So extremely good rating, but it could have had a 10 out of 10 if this was just a little bit thicker, or was made out of a more foamy material. Now I'm going to move on to the sound quality ratings. The sound quality ratings for me are the most important thing when it comes to headphones, and I'm going to bring the ratings over here so you guys can see quite clearly the differences between the 551 and the 545s. So you see the low ratings, the low end ratings, so this is the base of the 551s, I gave a 4 out of 10. I didn't feel the 551s really extended that well, and more so when pushed with the Digizoid Z02, it really couldn't cope. But the 545s, on the other hand, something has drastically improved in that respect. I don't know what AKG have done. Could it be the pads? Could it be the design? Could it be the driver? I'm not really sure. But what I have noticed is that the bass really extends really well when pushed, and still is nice and clean and crisp out of the box. So in other words, you're getting a nice clean bass and nice extension, but it's not an overly bassy headphone. For example, my Denon D2000s, which have been modded with a D5000 cup, do extend much better and do have a much more pronounced bass. So therefore, I didn't feel like I could give it higher than a 7 out of 10 because I don't think it does it justice and kind of misleads customers in that respect. So in that with that in mind, I thought 7 out of 10 was a good rating. It does extend well and has a nice clean bass. So for people which are bass heads, they will get bass out of these headphones if they want it. For example, if you EQ it or use a Digizoid Z02, for example, like an amp or a FIO E11 or whatnot, you will get bass out of it. But with the 551s, this wasn't the case. Any bass lover that wanted some nice mids, but also wanted some bass, was never going to find that with the K551s. But the K545s, I think you guys can find it quite easily, and I was very content listening to hip-hop and R&B with these headphones. Moving on to the mids, as you guys can see, the mid rating hasn't changed, 10 out of 10, and that's simply because the beautiful mids that was on the K551s has, in my opinion, gone into the new versions as well. They haven't changed. The K545s really have this lovely mids. They aren't dipped in any way, they're not overly sharpened, shall I say, in making them unnatural. They just really are a nice neutral tone. So therefore, I couldn't give it any lower than a 10 out of 10 because the K551s, especially at their price range, really impressed me. And the K545s, even though being more expensive, still impressed me very much. The highs, on the other hand, dropped 1 rating, from 8 out of 10 to 7 out of 10. The reason behind this is because I felt that the highs didn't extend as well. I found this problem in the K551s originally, that the extension of the high frequencies felt a bit rolled off. The same thing applied with the K545s, but it felt like it was rolled off even more. It seemed like there wasn't that bit more of sparkle. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it could be linked to do with the sensitivity of the headphones. I'm not sure. But overall, the highs just felt like they were lacking a little bit of sparkle, and because of that, I gave them a 7 out of 10. Finally, the soundstage. The soundstage on the K551s I felt was incredible. For closed back headphones, I felt like they sounded like open back headphones. It really was transparent in that respect. But the K545s didn't quite give me that same feeling. They did give me an incredibly nice feeling in terms of separation and width of sound, but that depth that I felt like having an open back headphone with the 551s wasn't quite there with the 545s. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's to do with the driver, the design, or the pads. I'm not quite sure, but from my experiences, I felt the soundstage just dropped one notch. Talking about the sound, as you guys can see, here is the actual data taken from the website from AKG. This is the frequency response of the headphones, and here is their sensitivity and their impedance. As you can see, the impedance hasn't changed, 32 ohms. So realistically, you might need an amp to really deliver the best out of them, but it's not really required. 32 ohms can be driven by any sort of device. For example, a Samsung Galaxy S3 will happily drive it. But if you really want the most out of your headphone, I would suggest an amp. It just makes the headphones just a little bit more alive. The sensitivity, as you can see, has dropped in the newer versions, which is great, meaning that it's easier on your amp. However, the frequency response has also changed. As you can see, there's been a shift, almost like a shift towards the left. By that I mean, if you imagine a frequency response on your screens, on the left side you've got the low, in the middle you've got the mids, and the right hand side you've got the highs. Imagine this as the K551s. They have now shifted like this, and by that it's almost been translated with my ratings. The new frequency response is 10 Hz to 25 kHz. Therefore, we have changed from 12 Hz and 28 kHz, and by that, which translates to you have a better bass response because you got the 2 extra hertz, but you also suffer 8 kilohertz and the high-end frequencies. So it was quite interesting to see these frequency responses from the website, because they kind of translated with my own ratings. I didn't even actually look at the ratings of the headphones before coming up with my own evaluation of the headphones, but it was actually quite funny that when I did look it up and I looked at the spec sheet, I was like, wait a second, this kind of translates to what I've come up with. So overall, I really do rate these headphones. I really rated the K551s, giving them a value of 10 out of 10 and a final rating of 9 out of 10, with an audio quality rating of 9 out of 10. With the K545s, I was thinking I could give them a rating of 10 out of 10 for audio, but just because of the highs which slightly decreased and the excellent soundship which slightly decreased, I gave them a 9.5 out of 10. Still, incredible audio. I would have given them 10 out of 10 to be quite honest, but I felt it might not be giving the right image. They are really good, but they're not quite perfect. The value has dropped to 8 out of 10 from 10 out of 10, and the reason behind this is because they're £230. For an extra £100, you're paying for removable cables, a different design, a more comfortable pad, and a much better bass response. But with that said, you're also sacrificing a little bit of soundstage and a little bit of high-end frequencies. So because of that, I gave the value 8 out of 10. They're very good for headphones at £230, but if they were priced at £150 or say £180, then it would have been a full-blown 10 out of 10 as well. I would have paid a little bit extra, but not that much extra. That's why I gave a value of 8 out of 10 for the K545s. But with that said, with all that in mind, with what I just said in terms of what you get for that extra £100 you'd spend, I still think these headphones are absolutely excellent. If you guys are looking for a nice headphone that can be portable, put in your bag, portable, not as in put in your pocket type portable, but put in your bag type portable, have a nice stylish look, will be comfortable, very lightweight, has a detachable cable, has a good frequency throughout the whole range from the low end, mids and highs, then the K545s are excellent choice of headphones. They might not be the best headphones out there, especially at their price point of £230, but they certainly do compete with the top end, and I really was impressed with them. I wouldn't have made this video if I wasn't this impressed with them. I would have just written a review and just been done with it. But I thought you guys should know that the K545s are an absolute steal. I suggest you guys either buying it now, or if you are a little bit short on cash, waiting for it to drop a bit in price and then buying it. It's obvious that they're a bit expensive now because they were just released. So if you wait a little bit and they drop a bit, then it's a no-brainer. Get these headphones without second thought. You're going to absolutely love their mids. You're going to really like their new low-end rumble. And your soundstage is going to pretty much blow you away for closed back headphones. So there you go, guys. That is my review of the AKG K545s and a comparison with the K551 model and the K550, because those two were the same in terms of sound. So hopefully this review has helped you, and hopefully you've enjoyed listening to me talking about these headphones. If you have, do give me a like and do favorite this video or share it with your friends. It always does mean a lot to me. And more than anything, do leave me a comment in the description below. It's always nice to know what my viewers think, so let me know what you think about these new headphones, if you own them or not, or if you're thinking of buying them, or if you have the older range, and what are your thoughts about the newer range, if you've tried them or after watching this video have had new thoughts. If you're thinking about upgrading from the K551s, I would definitely suggest it if you could sell the K551s for a reasonable price, or give them as an excellent Christmas gift, or any sort of gift to a friend and or family, and then get yourself the K545s. I don't think you'll regret the decision at all, and I think it'll be a worthwhile investment. Anyway guys, I've been Totally Dubbed, and these have been the AKG K545s in black and turquoise. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Take care guys, bye bye.